The Monster Hunter Wilds team over at Capcom has been gracing us with new information. We've gotten a fleshed out basics overview, a deep dive on focus mode, and they've been dropping weapon overviews for all 14 of the weapons daily. While I've been covering each of the weapon overviews in shorts, I do also want to do long form videos on them too, and if you haven't caught the Greatsword weapon overview, definitely check that out. I'm Lighted Up Dan, and on the channel I love to produce content that aims to reduce the overwhelm and unknown of the Monster Hunter games. Very quickly, a massive thank you to all of you for getting us to around 80% of unsubscribed viewers on the channel, with the majority of you returning. If you enjoy the videos, do subscribe. I'm aiming to get that down to 50%, and with that said, let's get to it. First things first, right out of the gates is the gear. You might notice it looks very reminiscent of our big tongue friend, the Chatacabra. The green reptilian aesthetic has me inclined to think that it is the Chatacabra gear. We open up with a strong jumping advancing slash, which is one of the aerial attacks the Insect Glaive can do. The attack that vaults you back up in the air when you connect it. And a look at the glorious key art with a male and female hunter using what appears to be the same gear. The male version having a mask that covers the mouth, and the female version having a headpiece that has goggles at the top. Getting a big close-up on this juicy green Insect over here, the bug that you control to power up your weapon and to deal additional damage. There's a few things to unpack here right at the beginning. First of all, we can see the 1, 2, 3 power-ups are back. Red, white, and orange. Red transforming your attacks to more powerful versions. White increasing your speed and the height of your vaults. And orange increasing your defense and giving you knockback resistance whilst attacking. That's what they did in World. Maybe they'll do the same thing in Wilds. And maybe the triple buff will be back where when you get all three, you get a bonus to attack and defense. We see a sleek new gauge representing the Insect stamina, and 2 slots for the Insect to harvest extracts. Previously only available when the Insect had been charged with slinger ammo. Perhaps this is just the default now. When the hunter's aiming where to fire the Insect to harvest the essence, we see in the reticle which essence is going to be extracted before firing it. This is such a huge change and removes so much of the mystery from the process, as it changes so much between monsters. You're like, is this how I get orange? Is this how I get white? Well, now you don't need to wonder. Point, aim, extract. The next massive thing we see here is an attack that also harvests an extract at the same time. Normally you have to aim your Insect over, fire it at the spot, and then manually recall it back to gain the essence. But here it's all happening in one swift, clean motion. Attack, the Insect automatically goes out, harvests the extract, and then automatically recalls itself back over. This is being done in focus mode and is just one of the many reasons why it looks like such a useful stance to be in. I think what we're seeing here is any attacks done in focus mode will have your Insect automatically extract and make its way back over. However, it's also mimicking the attacks that you're doing. We see it spin vertically and also spin horizontally in tune with the attacks that the hunter's doing, but we also see it trying to make its way back before it gets interrupted. So focus mode may just be an amazing way to get your triple essence buff super fast, whilst also actually engaging in attacks, not just standing there aiming your Insect and trying to get the essence, which may or may not take me several minutes to do every time I use it. As we saw right at the start, vaulting in aerial combat has made a return. We're unsure of the efficacy of it. Is it still going to be relatively weak compared to ground combos, or will it be buffed? We don't know. What we can see is that mounting monsters is back, and Insect Glaive is again going to be good for it. Focus strikes are the signature attacks that can be done during focus mode, specifically designed to target wounds and weak points, activating and consuming any of the wounds that they do connect with. Here we're seeing Insect Glaive's focus strike, where the hunter jabs the part, retreats with a backflip, before firing their Insect with explosive force, like a divine bug spear. Pretty sick, not gonna lie. In addition to activating and consuming the wounds, perhaps this will be good for part breaks and maybe even staggers as well. And then we're privy to this thing? The Devil May Cry swinging shenanigans, hunter pole dancing, the lobotomy spiral, which is my favorite one from the comments on my short. I don't know if this is a mount finisher, some sort of other special attack, whatever it is, I love it. Then a rapid spinning, powerful looking attack, where it seems like only the last hit is the one that's actually connecting. So maybe that's just a single hit strike, I'm not sure. Finishing with a very powerful descending thrust attack and the follow-up once you've landed. One of the weapon's strongest attacks, at least in World. Oh man, Capcom really cooked with Insect Glaive, didn't they? God damn. What are your thoughts on Wilds' Insect Glaive? Let me know in the comments, I would love to hear from you. As mentioned at the start, a massive thank you for really turning up and getting us to around 80% of unsubscribed viewers on the channel, with the majority of you returning. If you enjoy the videos, do subscribe. I've been releasing comprehensive breakdowns of all of the weapon overviews shortly after they release in shorts. So keep an eye out for those if you're interested. Now here's the full uninterrupted Insect Glaive trailer for Monster Hunter Wilds with the audio on. Enjoy.